Hello, and welcome to Rory's Brainworks, where we get creative and see if it works. Today, we will be deep diving into the Cobra Knot. That's my Cobra impression. You're welcome. I'm sure I could do... Then they hiss, yeah? That is my Cobra impression. You're welcome. I work with rope, not impressions. And then we will be utilizing this Cobra Knot in a tie that I have created myself that I have not yet named. Let's name it really quick. The Cobra Harness. I'm sure I could come up with a better name for it. You know what? You guys come up with a name for it. That makes it way better. I can't wait to see what happens there. Ooh. No, Marie, that sounds like a terrible idea. But before we get into this Cobra harness, we must first talk about safe, sane, and consensual safety. Be sure to have some safety shears present with you at all times. You can always get a new rope, but you can't get a new life. And consent. Marie and I are both consenting adults. Communication is key. Now, before we jump into the tutorial, we must first thank my sponsors, Knothead Nylon.
Knothead Nylon is the destination for all your premium nylon rope bondage needs. Easy to clean, water resistant, up to 1,100 pounds of weight load, and in a wide array of beautiful, vibrant colors, Knothead Nylon will slake your rope desires. At checkout, put in discount code RORY10 for 10% off.
Now the Cobra Knot is actually a paracord bracelet weave, and I got the idea from a YouTube video that the algorithm suggested. It was like, hey, you like tying things up? Would you like to learn how to do some paracord bracelet patterns? And I was like, yes. Because not only have I recently been looking up patterns for macrame, but I saw these paracord bracelet weaves and I was like, I can implement those. What's important is that we do not draw from one source when it comes to creating. If you draw from many little sources, you can create something bountiful and larger than itself. It expands the old notions and you create something new and beautiful that you didn't think you could before. That's what we're doing with this Cobra Knot. We're creating something special and new. Let's get to it. I have the middle of my first rope and we're going to not do a girth hitch. Wow, this will be the first one in a long while that we haven't done a girth hitch. What I'm gonna do is create a single column that's gonna go under and around and meet up with the back over here. Now I could just do that right now, and we're gonna have another rope that's gonna pinch this down like that. It's gonna create a bit of tightness to it. It's gonna create a little bit too much dorsal tightness on the back of the neck. Now it is always okay to have pressure in the back of the neck. The things you want to be very careful about is the ventral part of the neck, the front of the neck, because we have a lot of important equipment up here, and the lateral sides of the neck, the sides of the neck, and the sides of the neck, not as bad as the front, but still you have a lot of blood flow coming in from the side of the neck, and we don't want to choke someone unintentionally. So we're gonna have this be just a little bit loose, not terribly. I'll show you what I'm gonna be doing in the back. And in order to alleviate some of the tension that's going on in the back of the neck, I'm going to be doing 2 half hitches. So I got the 2 ropes here. I'm going to put one over here, and the other one we're going to come up with a little bit of a loopy on this side. We're going to take the ends of it, our tail, pull through. We're going to tighten it by pulling from the spine of the rope and then tightening half hitch. Easy peasy. Let's do it with the other side too. We go underneath, create a little loopy. Our tail's going to go through the loopy and pull through. We're going to take the spine part of the rope, give it a tug, make sure our half hitch is nice and secure. Alright, let's go back to that front. We're going to take the other rope and we're going to place it around the neck like that. I'm actually going to have this rope weaved through the bottom of those half hitches we created. So as you can see, when I said I weaved the purple through, I literally did weave it through. What I did was loosen up the half hitch a little bit and then pull the purple line through. Tighten it back up again. Loosen the half hitch a little bit. It's going to create like a little space right there for it. Weave it through, tighten it back up again. That way it is perfectly secured inside there. Now, we will begin tying the Cobra tie and I will zoom in for that. Now you wanted some of that looseness here because when we pull this in, you're gonna realize that it's gonna tighten in on itself. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take this first line and go over, creating an L, sweet, sweet L. This one is going to go over it. It's gonna go underneath the two of our main line and then pull over top over here. We're gonna tighten that up a little bit and we'll get into it. So this came around, it went over our double line and it was just there. This second line over here on the right side went over it. This first one went underneath our two main lines and then came through this little loopy here and it created this nice little almost infinity symbol. Now, we're actually going to be doing that a bunch of times. So we're going to take the rope that is currently being suppressed by a rope on top of it. Seeing how this side is free because it's on top of it, this one that is being suppressed by a rope over it is where we're going to start our weave. So we're going to go over, now creating a backwards L. This one is going to do the exact same thing we did on the other side before it. It's going to go over it, through our main lines, beneath our main lines, and through a hole that we created right there. For some reason, I dropped into a southern drawl, and I don't know why, but whenever I drop into a southern drawl, it's more feminine, because I want to sip on some sweet tea and be a terrible gossip with the other ladies. Ugh, alright, moving on. So, this is the main design of the Cobra Tie there. Let's do that again. So, we're not going to take this right side because the right side is free. This left side is the one that is being suppressed with a rope over it. So, since it's being suppressed, we're going to make the suppressed one always, since it's being suppressed, it's like, I want to feel superior now, so it's going to go over. So it's going to go over the main line. This one will go over that, beneath the main line, and through the loop we created. We're going to cinch and tighten that up. Do it again. Now, which one's being suppressed? Can you point to the one that's being suppressed? Which one? Alright, that's my Dora impression, thank you. So, this one is being suppressed, so this is the one that goes over. I don't want to be suppressed anymore. I want to be on top. He's going to be on top now. And then this one's going to be like, fuck you. I also want to be on top by suppressing you over here. And then going through your loopies. I think I tried to get into a metaphor right there, and it just did not go well. Now, you'll see that we are creating multiple loops. So we have this loop right here, this loop right here. But we also have this loop right here. We're going to be counting the right side loops. So this one right here and this one right here. We're going to do 4 of them, and then something's going to happen. So let's progress. Here we go. Just having you observe. I don't need to explain myself over and over again. Suppressed, over. This guy goes over through the loopy. I almost just destroyed the entire camera. Ropes got caught on the tripod. That's bad. This one's being suppressed, so he wants to go over. This one's like, fuck you. Goes over, underneath the main line, through the loopy. I think I said mail line instead of main line. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull around and then go around to the back. We do have these 2 parts of the half hitch right here. We're just going to toss that over the shoulder and worry about that in 1.5 minutes. Our main focus right now are the 2 lines that we're pulling from the Cobra Knot in front and we're bringing it to the back. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do a Cobra Knot. Just because that is what we're working on. Might as well keep working on it. Practice it. Implement it as many possible times as we can within the rig in order to learn it better. So kind of like we did in the first time. We started off by the left tail going over the main line and being free. This line came from the right, went underneath, both went over top. This tail right here, underneath the main line, and then over. We can tighten that up a little bit. Kind of keep your thumb, put pressure up this way so you don't lose it. And then as soon as you start turning both ends this way, you kind of keep onto that tightness. So we have suppression over here. So this is the one that's going to be going over. We'll go over that one with this new line, beneath the main line, through the loopy. Perfect. That's locked in place. When you think about it, this Cobra Knot is basically a square knot that's tied around something. So we have our middle line, this spine, and the Cobra Knot is basically doing a square knot around it. Basically what it ends up being. But the way that you weave it it's a little bit of a different process than doing that with a square knot, but still awesome nonetheless. Now those lines we kept over the shoulder, we're going to bring down. We're actually going to go underneath right here, underneath both sides. We're gonna take these ones, put them over the shoulders. Haha. Now what we're gonna do? Yeah, you guessed it. We're gonna do a square knot. What we're gonna do now? You guessed it. We're gonna keep doing this Cobra knot. So this left one's gonna go over, right one's going to suppress here, underneath, suppress again. Tighten that up a little bit. Push up. Marie, how's the pressure going on the back of the neck, around the neck, sides of the neck, front of the neck all day? And how's the pressure on the chest? Doing okay? Awesome. So we're gonna tighten that up a little bit. Push here on the thumb to keep the pressure. Now we got suppression over here, so this one's gonna go over. The other one's gonna go over that, beneath the spine, through the loop. Tighten up there, and then these ones are gonna go around. Those two lines, we're gonna come around. Yes, let's keep doing this Cobra knot. So I've always been starting with this left side. This is gonna be no different. Left side goes over. This one will suppress here, beneath the spine, suppress over here. We can tighten that up a little bit. Keep pressure with the thumb there. Okay, suppression here on this right side. It's gonna go over. This one will suppress beneath the spine, through the loop. Now you will notice a pattern within this. As you can somewhat see up here, we have one loop here and then the other loop over here. I'm counting those together as one. So not just one singular loop over here. So we created one loop, so we'll do it again and it'll create the other one. This one's being suppressed, over, under the spine, through the loop. Now you can see better. We have one loop here and we have one loop here. I'm counting that as one, and that's what we're doing. We're doing one and then we're going back around. We're gonna take these ones right here, put them over the shoulder. So when we wrap around with the ones we were just in the front with, we're gonna do one Cobra Tie, tighten, thumb, suppress, go. Actually, technically, half a Cobra Tie, because we're only doing just the one loopy there. These ones are gonna go underneath. So place these bad boys underneath here. We're gonna take these ones right here. We're gonna toss those over the shoulder. Then we're gonna create a 1/2 of a full Cobra knot. Tighten, thumb, suppress, over, over, under spine, through loop. Tighten that up. We'll go back around. Straight lines, make it nice and pretty. We're gonna take the purple from the back, start the process over again. Left one goes over, right one will suppress, beneath, suppress. Tighten up with the thumb, suppressed over here, over. Next one goes under or over, beneath the spine, through the loop. Now just like we did up here, we're gonna create 4 loops. Repeat that process. I have transcended time and have brought you into the future, where I have created 4 loops, just like we did up here. And just like we did up here, we're gonna take the last line of our rope right here, and we're going to go around. Just gonna take these, toss it over the shoulder, and we're going to mimic the exact same thing we did up here. We're gonna rinse and repeat that. I think I've gone over it enough times, so let me just show you the finished product. And voila! This is our end result. And you can see that I used the natural curves of what's happening on Marie's body to kind of give it some extra shape, which can be easily done once these are attached both on the front and the back. They can just be easily manipulated. You gotta have to think about it beforehand, because I had to make these slightly loose so that gives us that dip into it to follow around the rib cage. And this area right here, since I'm pulling from a higher spot, these are tied to about right here on the back side, and so it gives me this angled bikini look right there. The full look, and the back is just as lovely. Yeah, this has to be the cleanest back I think I've ever made for a rig ever. Very precise, very clean. That makes the happy juice fly. One thing you will note, this little dangly fella right here, I did not have enough to go back around for the final one. So basically it's just putting it through and underneath, using the tension of this wire to hold this one in place. Since it's mostly decorative, it doesn't need to necessarily be tied off anywhere. And so it's just kind of hanging right there. Is it a little bit cheesy? Yes. Did you notice it right away? No, you didn't. Your eyes are beguiled by the greatness of it. The other one's over there. Nope, nope. I can show you how the other rope ended down below as well. And here we are, just where Marie wants us, subjugated down on our knees. We can kind of see what I did here. I kept going until I could go no longer. This one was the shortest of all of them, so I just had it come down in line with the spine that we were using, and this one wrapped around it twice. Once around, it went through the spine, so it went through the middle of the spine, and kind of created a little bit of a mini bola bola. Went through itself, and you just pull it down. Like I said, when you're looking at the whole picture, did you notice it right away? No. It takes some time for the eye to adjust as you start to look at the finer details of it. Keep that in mind. Well, hey, what a lovely tutorial. I hope you had just as much fun learning as I did teaching it to you. Marie has decided that she had absorbed the power of a cobra and went to go fight a mongoose. I'm sure very soon I will be getting a call from a pet store complaining about Marie. I should stop her before she goes out the door. But that would make life dull. You know, doesn't make life dull? My other sponsors for today, the lovely people at Patreon. That's patreon.com/Rory's Brainworks, just like this YouTube channel. Thank you for spending your time with me. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this madness, and comment down below what kind of rope bondage things you would like me to teach you. As always, I'm Rory. This is my brain. I'm fairly certain it works. Be safe and go create some art.